This requires one Ritual Beast Ulti monster. Ritual Beast Ulti-Gaiapelio. Okay, so Ulti is diffusion. One Ritual Beast Tamer and one Spiritual Beast monster. I have to get the two weak motherfuckers on the field, contact into that, then have two more weak motherfuckers to make this. Not really feeling it, nope. Can't say that I am. Must be special summoned by basically contacting the monsters on the field, banishing them shit, summoning this from the extra deck. You do not use polymerization. They should really use my version of the requirement than this. If summoned this way, they decided to add even more text. Is there some way to just cheat this out of the extra deck, ignoring the summoning conditions? If so, then you would just get a 3200 beater. You couldn't negate shit. So you have to contact into this to get the following effect. During either player's turn, when a spell card, trap card, or monster effect is activated, why can't this card negate spell and trap effects that are on the field that activate trigger-like? That is a rhetorical question. You can banish one Ritual Beast card from your hand, negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. So this card requires me and anybody that decides to play this shit. I have to have effectively two fusions out. One material is a fusion in itself. So you basically have to have four small motherfuckers on the field. Two Ritual Beast Tamers and two Spiritual Beasts. Of course, this is somewhat circumvented if you use Bond, which is the quick play, which says, fuck you and your requirement. I just use two Ritual Beast monsters to summon a fusion. It is like a Heraclinos, kind of better than Heraclinos, but worse. It's better than Heraclinos because it negates monster effects. It's worse than Heraclinos because it requires four monsters. Like Heraclinos, this does not allow you to tag out, which I suppose is understandable. This is not a card that you just summon all willy-nilly. This is just something that you do because you can do it. You just happen to have a plentiful number of Ritual Beast cards. Speaking of that shit, how many Ritual Beast cards are we supposed to be having in this motherfucker, right? Now, it says during either player's turn, which means a quick effect. It doesn't say once a turn. You could do it as many times as it applies, but how many Ritual Beast cards are you going to have in your hand to even make this somewhat useful? Because the Ritual Beast cards in your hand are usually going to be monsters, and the monsters are used to summon the fusion, and then the other two fuckers are going to be used to summon this shit. How many Ritual Beast cards are you going to have in your hand? This is just a question that I'm really curious about. How many are you going to have in this motherfucker that you didn't set already by using the Kana Hawk to search your combination or your ambush? As cute and as fucking adorable as they are outpaced. And I do not feel like Gaiapelio is a card that they need. With this being said, this card is not terrible because it is not mandatory. We have three other fusions that aren't terrible, and this is even before looking at the effects. They're just not terrible because they just require two monsters to make them. And that's what fusions are, a combination of two monsters. This is just weird. Even though it looks like Lyra, I believe, is having a really fun time on Gaiapelio. Whee! This card, I guess, is supposed to be a finisher. Fatality. Just give us something that destroys back row. That's all we need. That's it. That's all we need. Because combination is fine. Ambush is fine. Just give us something to just blow up back row. We'd be good. And give us like some functional macro cosmos for Ritual Beasts only. I'm just saying. But because we don't need to play it, it's better than it actually is. So how many would you play? You got enough room in your action deck. You could probably play three of this shit. That doesn't mean that you're going to actually make the shit, but it's probably just for show. You're just going to see that picture 3 times. Whee! Swear that bitch having fun on that ride. And before a dick joke. So anyway, I'd like to thank each and everyone for watching. Appreciate that shit. Before you go, I'd also like to ask you to click on the advertisement because it helps me pay my end rent to live in this motherfucker. Literally takes seconds out your day and no money out your pocket. Literally. And if it was a whole lot to ask, I wouldn't ask you in the first place. Which is primarily why I stopped asking people to donate to my PayPal. And I'll be grateful and appreciative if you do it. It's not a whole lot to ask, just saying. But it's not supposed to tag out. I'm aware of that. But so what? It should still tag out. There should be some exceptions to the rules with certain archetypes and cards they make, because god damn it, they could have made this card a hell of a lot more attractive, not just having one of the cute Ritual Beast bitches on it. I'm just saying.